3, 2, 1.
Boom! And welcome to Did You Know? Brought to you by Mallard Bay. I'm Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver.
Oh, the Did You Knows. Did You Knows. You going first or am I going first?
Well, we can go first or I can go. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, did you know the autism rate is 1 in 31 children, 1 in 12 and a half in California? So there you go. There is that. Okay, Tom Brady's record versus every team.
Okay.
Do you know there's two teams that he has beaten every time he's faced them? Can you guess those two teams?
The two teams he's beaten every time he's faced
Every
them?
time he's faced them. He's got a perfect record against these two teams.
San Diego or the Chargers?
No.
Okay. It's not going to be nobody in their division.
He was 10-2 against the Chargers, so I mean you're not that far off.
It's not going to be anybody he played in his division because they're going to get lucky and beat him one time.
Correct.
Cleveland?
One is an NFC. He's got one AFC team, and he's got one NFC North team.
Well, I would have been wrong on the NFC North thing because I was going to say Atlanta. I'm going to say NFC North.
He's 11-1 against Atlanta, so I mean you're not that far off again.
Fuck, he beat everybody. I'm going to say the Chicago Bears he never lost to. And
he's 6-1 against them.
Oh fuck, Minnesota.
Minnesota, he's 6-0. Can you guess the AFC team?
Houston Texans.
In New England. Played him once, beat him once.
Okay.
So he is 30.
Yeah, I would have never.
It's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
He's 33-3 against the Bills, 31-8 against the Jets, 24-12 against the Dolphins, 16-4 against the Colts, 9-9 against the Broncos. That's kind of shocking. 12-4 against the Steelers, 8-6 against the Chiefs, 8-5 against the Ravens, 10-2 Chargers, 11-1 against the Falcons, 8-4 against the Panthers, 7-5 against the Saints, 9-2 against the Texans, 6-4 against the Rams, 7-3 against the Titans, 7-2 against the Bengals, 7-2 against the Browns, 7-2 against Philly, 6-3 against the Giants. Two of those are in the Super Bowl, I guess. But this might just be his regular. 8-1 against the Jags, 7-1 against the Cowboys, 5-3 against the Packers, 6-1 against the Bears, 5-2 against the Lions, 6-1 against the Raiders, 5-2 against the Commanders, 6-0 against the Vikings, 3-2 against the Seahawks, 2-2 against the Niners, 4-0 against Tampa Bay, 2-1 against the Cardinals, and 1-0 versus his longtime team, the Patriots. So that is his record. Now, for what I really wanted to talk about, let me pull it up real quick. Right here. Nixon's most controversial decisions had nothing to do with Watergate. It was made during a secret meeting at Camp David in 1971. Do you know what that is?
Something to do with Egypt and Iran.
He got us off of the gold.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Gold.
Yeah, and that's why they wanted him out.
The dollar has lost 85% of its purchasing power since then. The story of the gold standard actually starts back in 1933. FDR ended the domestic gold standard, making it illegal for private citizens to exchange dollars for gold, but it didn't apply to foreign governments and central banks. Foreign governments could exchange $35 for 1 ounce of American gold. In theory, this created a monetary discipline. You couldn't print more money than you had gold, but Nixon faced an impossible situation that had been brewing for decades. The U.S. gold reserves were vanishing very, very fast. By 1950, America held 20,000 tons of gold. By 1971, just 8,500 tons remained. Foreign governments held dollar claims exceeding our entire gold supply, and we couldn't honor the obligations anymore. Situation hit a critical mass in August 1931. Britain requested $3 billion in gold, nearly a third of the remaining reserves. Nixon acted fast. He gathered his entire economic team at Camp David for a secret meeting that would change global finance forever. On August 15th, 1971, Nixon announced on TV, "I have directed the Secretary of Treasury to suspend temporarily the convertibility of dollars into gold." That temporarily has lasted 54 years. Gold jumped from $35 to $40 an ounce within a few days. Within 5 years, it topped $150 per ounce. By 1980, gold hit $800 an ounce, and the dollar lost 95% of its gold value in under a decade. The 1970s brought the impossible stagflation, inflation reaching 14% in the 1980s. Unemployment peaked at 9%, stagnant economic growth. Gas lines stretched for blocks during the 1973 and 79 oil shocks. We got off of the gold standard in 1971. Most people think that his most controversial decisions were around Watergate, but he's actually the president that got us off of the gold standard, crushing our dollar amount. I saw something the other day. I don't know if I pinned it or not. The buying power over the last 50 years. Basically today, if a dollar was worth $1 in the 70s, it's worth around 7 cents today.
How much now?
7 cents.
Wow.
If a dollar was $1 in the 70s, you got 7 cents in the same purchasing power today. Not very good.
Nope.
Not very good. All right, that's all I got.
Okay. We got a couple little things here. Do you know what gives onions their distinct smell that they have?
What gives
them their smell that they have? When the onion's cut, it's got a smell that makes your eyes burn. You do not know.
No, I don't.
It's
I guess.
an enzyme called alanase, an enzyme that breaks down sulfur-containing amino acids.
Did you know that if you will refrigerate your onions before chopping them, you will not cry?
I did not know that.
There you go.
But they also have propanethyl S oxide, a volatile compound that irritates the eyes and is responsible for the pungent smell. Cutting an onion damages its cells, releasing this alanase. The enzyme reacts with sulfur compounds, producing various thiosulfonate compounds, including the well-known syn-propanethyl S oxide. The released compounds can cause tearing and irritation in the eyes. The smell can vary based on onion types, yellow, red, or sweet onions, and growing conditions. It doesn't say anything about putting them in the refrigerator. That's an interesting.
Also, leave that little fuzzy thing on the end.
That keeps it from smelling.
That'll also keep it. So yeah,
it's pretty interesting.
There's two ends of it basically. There's one end that doesn't have anything, but it kind of like tapers off. Cut that, start chopping right there, and then leave the fuzzy little end down there. I guess that's where the onion was connected to the plant. Leave that, and then you won't cry anymore.
And then, what do you think the average amount of money given for graduation is?
$100.
$100 is if it is one of your children or a close friend is getting $100.
So $50 probably.
Children,
if you don't know them.
if it's your kids, you should give them anywhere from $50 to $500. It's more appropriate for the
living
parent.
in Highland Park.
Yeah, basically. Close relatives like grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and siblings, you're supposed to give $50 to $200. Close friend, $50 to $100. Acquaintance or coworker,
$25.
$30 to $75.
Oh.
So, anyways,
I was gonna say a $20 bill.
somebody just can get a job just like everybody else.
That's right. Congratulations. You rushed through the easiest part of your life, graduates.
Yep. Graduation is full of traditions. Do you know why graduates wear caps and gowns?
To hide their pregnancy belly.
That only started happening in the 50s and 60s. The tradition of wearing caps and gowns at graduations dates back to the 12th century. During medieval times in Europe, scholars wore long robes and hoods to stay warm in unheated buildings. This practical attire gradually becomes symbolic of academic life, reflecting the seriousness of scholarly pursuits. Over the years, the robes evolved into the ceremonial attire we recognize today, marking the occasion as one of significance. Today, caps and gowns are worn not only to signify scholarly achievements, but also to symbolize unity and pride. Do you know what the story is behind tossing the cap?
No.
Tradition traces its roots to 1912 at the U.S. Naval Academy, where graduates are given their own caps for the first time. Prior to that, graduates had to return their caps after the ceremony, leaving no room for the celebratory toss. Once the tradition began, it quickly spread to other institutions. Now, your son Reese lied to me.
Oh.
In the light of day at the auditorium.
I don't know why you would believe a 10-year-old, but go ahead.
Pomp and Circumstance.
Okay.
The song.
Yeah.
He goes, do you know what song this is?
Pomp and Circumstance.
I thought so too. He goes, no, that's Ritz 417 or something. Huh? That's the intro to Ritz 417. So I was like, I'm proud of this boy. He knows this.
He was in music memory.
I go, how do you know that? From music memory. So I tell Payne that too. I said, you know what song that is? He goes, Pomp and Circumstance. I said, nope. That's what I thought too, but it's Ritz 417 or something. He goes, huh? He goes, where do you get this? I said, Reese told me. He goes, well, it's probably happened then. I said, yeah, he got it from Music Memory. He said, well, he's got a good memory on him. So I was all proud of it and stuff, so I was going to look it up. It's impossible to imagine a graduation without hearing the iconic strains of Pomp and Circumstance, composed by Sir Edward Elgar in 1901. This famous march was first played at an American graduation in 1905 at Yale University. Its majestic and uplifting melody captures the essence of the graduation ceremony, pride, accomplishments, and the anticipation of what lies ahead. Over the decades, it has become synonymous with commitments. So it's Pomp and Circumstance, not Ritz 417 or whatever he told me about. Trust me, I've looked and looked and looked, and I can't find it.
Can't find any correlation?
No. But I'm going to ask him because he's smart, and I'm going to see if something that this guy didn't take part of that to make this. Okay. The graduation ceremonies also come with their fair share of superstitions. Many students believe that stepping on certain landmarks before their official graduation will bring bad luck, like getting married, or delay the completion of their degree. As a result, they carefully avoid these spots until after the graduation ceremony.
That's dumb.
A well-known superstition involves the act of turning the tassel from right to left. This simple yet meaningful gesture symbolizes a transition from student to graduate, marking the end of one chapter and beginning the next. Graduation by the numbers. Graduate season is a major event in the United States with more than 4 million students graduating from college each year. These graduates join a long and proud tradition of academic achievement that spans centuries for over 100 years. From Pomp and Circumstance to continuing a key role in the celebration, Harvard University, founded in 1636, holds the distinction of having the oldest continuous graduation ceremony in America, further emphasizing the historical significance of this milestone. So basically, if you graduated high school this weekend, congratulations.
You've done something that 87% of your peers have done.
Yep, it's nothing special. I mean, I'm glad you did it. I hope you have to live a good life. But
87% of U.S. students will go on to graduate high school. So congratulations.
I lost another damn thing somewhere between here and there, and I don't know what it did. And it was listed how many kids actually go to college. Like 68% of the kids go to college. I was really proud. We just did graduation this weekend. Kylie graduated high school this weekend. Congratulations, Kylie. You ain't done nothing special. Your dad and your uncle done that, so it's no big deal, and your cousins and everyone else. But
61.4%.
61.4% go to college. Out of that, she was a National Honor Society. Yep. And it was 19 out of 26. But what really made me proud was our valedictorian is going to trade school.
Yeah.
Is our salutatorian going to college? Is he going to trade school too?
I can't remember.
But a big majority of kids nowadays are going to trade schools. And I'm really glad for that. I'm glad to see that. I think it's the way to go. Learn something where you can make a damn good living right off the bat.
David McCullough Sr., I don't know who you are, but he spoke to the Wellesley High School, 2012. You are not special. Even if you are 1 in a million on a planet of 6.8 billion, that means there are nearly 7,000 people exactly like you. Contrary to what your U9 soccer trophy suggests, you're nothing special. That would be the speech that I would give. If I ever had to speak at a graduation, I'm leading with that.
All right. Now, before I get out of here, one little bonus thing. Can you name 3 of the oldest universities in the United States? I tell you, if you can get 3 of the top 5, I'll double that pile of money right there.
Oxford?
No, that's in Europe. So that's 1. Down to 1 already.
Harvard?
That's 1. Yeah, I told you a minute ago it was the number 1.
No, you didn't.
I just said from Harvard University in 1636. Yes, I did just a minute ago. You weren't listening.
Harvard?
Okay.
It's another Princeton?
No.
Princeton's not on there?
Nope.
What bullshit list are you looking at?
The one that's an actual list.
Okay.
Princeton's not a top 5. It's number 7.
Harvard.
Mm-hmm.
They're all going to be East Coast. Yale.
I don't think it's top 5 either.
I got
Yale is too.
Yale is?
Yale is going to be number 3.
So I got to get this one right.
Mm-hmm.
Yale. Shit. What's another old school? Harvard. Yale. Not going to come to me. It's.
Do you want me to tell you all the Ivy League schools just to help you out?
Yeah.
Okay. Dartmouth.
Yeah.
Okay. Princeton.
And I've already guessed Princeton.
Brown. Penn. Cornell.
Penn State.
No.
Damn it.
University of Pennsylvania.
That is it?
Yeah. Not Penn State. University of Penn. Harvard. The College
I
of...
meant the Nittany Lions.
That's not it. That's not them. That's Penn State. University of Penn is the Quakers.
Oh, okay. Well, then I did have my guess then.
Harvard University is 1. College of William and Mary is 2.
Never would have got it.
St. John's is 3.
Nope.
Yale's 4. University of Penn is 5. Moravian College, which we talked about the church a minute ago, is 6. University of Delaware is 7. Princeton is 8. Washington and Lee is 9. And Columbia is 10.
So there's another university in Pennsylvania?
That's called Penn State and Penn University, University of Pennsylvania.
And they're the Quakers?
Yeah, just like University of Texas and or Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State.
What is their seal? They must not play football.
They're an Ivy League school, so you don't hear about them much. I think they're a really good hockey school and lacrosse.
Never heard of them.
Well, that doesn't mean nothing.
I knew it was up there, though. I knew it was over there.
But Penn State is not nowhere close. All right. Well, thank y'all for listening.
That was my guess.
God bless. I even gave you the answer, too.
I know.
And you missed it. When you said Penn, I was like, whoa, damn, Andy's been really good. Penn State. I was like, yep, that saved me money. All right. Thank y'all for listening to us. Have a wonderful week. God bless you. Peace, my friends.
Watch for deer.